You, yes, you watching right now, you're a genius. And you've probably forgotten about this, as most people have. The thing is, when we are children, we are encouraged to think out of the box and to use our fantasies to really fulfill our lives. It's colorful, it's it's creative, and it's out there. And as we grow up, we are encouraged to make ourselves smaller and to fit into certain systems. I want to read a study to you. This was done by the NASA, and it was originally a creativity test. So, NASA tested kids for creativity, and at age which was linked to intelligence. And at age 5, 98% were geniuses. 98, that's almost every single child. At age 10, only 30% were. That means that by the age of 10, it was already bullied out of them. And by adulthood, please hold on to something, this is shocking. It was just 2%. Now, that means that schools and society literally train this out of us. And that's highly, highly dangerous because creativity. Sorry, I need a tissue because this is so sad. So, this is super sad because creativity literally equals intelligence. So, in this book, I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I will just say the title of the book, which is The Sapiens and the History of Humans, something like that. I will put it here. And so in his book, he says that what distinguishes humans from other species is that we have those minds where we see things that are not yet there. They are fictional, they are not yet in the 3D. And yet we can make our thoughts a reality. This is literally one of the greatest things we as humans are able to do. And so now imagine if what we see, we get smaller because we don't fantasize as much anymore, and we don't have the courage to carry it out. Think of Steve Jobs. He was a genius in the sense that he created the iPhone, but at the same time, you need to start somewhere. You need to be creative enough to even envision such a device. It was so futuristic and so unknown and novel. Like, you also have to be a revolutionary in order to create something, and for that you need to be creative. And now everyone has a phone. It's so normal. It's like having a hand. That's how common it is to have a phone. And yeah, so what we are trying to do is to follow the crowd like sheep. That's what we do. And we are so afraid to create something, and so we're not used to it anymore. Like I said, you're a genius, but I already made a video on this, but we're also glued to our phones where we can't even be bored for 5 seconds because otherwise we are lost. But we need to be bored and alone with our thoughts in order to create and come up with ideas. So if we look at Frida Kahlo, for example, she completely revolutionized art in the sense that she took her pain, which was in her head, and made something and put it into reality. So we have her art, we have the debates on sexuality, we have this sort of revolutionary perspective on art. And there are so many people out there who did that. Also, Albert Einstein, in order to even come up with the relativity theory and prove it, you first need to have the idea. So what I'm trying to say is to be more creative and to be courageous enough to step into that part of yourself. Be bored more often, try new things, and don't be afraid of judgment because we will all be judged regardless of what we do. And it's better to at least try to realize some parts of yourself at least. And fail. Fail as many times as you need to, but you're not really failing if you're trying and putting something of yourself out there. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, recording myself and putting that on YouTube. I just know that I'm somewhat having fun with it. I'm being creative, I'm reaching some people, which is the goal at the end of the day. And I'm trying something new. So, stay with me for a second. So, this is what I want you to do. Question everything. Because like I said, at school we're trained to be really in the system, not draw outside of the lines and really stick to what is being said to us. So, question everything and don't necessarily confirm. Maybe things aren't supposed the way they are. There was this guy, I forgot his name, who said that people who use a different browser than the one that's installed on their computer are more intelligent or more creative in the sense that they question the norm, the deset fault, and then switched. So that's something that you can also do. Just think, is there maybe another way, maybe a more efficient one or one that suits me better? feed your brain with new stuff. So maybe read a book that you wouldn't normally read, or maybe educate yourself on topics that have nothing to do with you. Try a new instrument, a new sport, meditate more, just just talk to someone you've never met, or speak to strangers. Do something that's slightly uncomfortable but completely new, just to get those neurons fired up. Because whenever you do something new, that creates a new pathway of possibilities within your brain. Make time for play. So I think as when we're young and we're like at 8 years old, it's like encouraged to be fun and creative and play. And then as we're older, we just don't. I also did a video on an alter ego where you pretend to be someone else in order to achieve your goals. And this pretend to be, this sort of play, or also when we flirt someone and then you pretend that you're in a movie, and that play, we lose it completely. And it's also such magic and what can make life fun, and we just forget about it. So of course we're all bored in the sense that we just stick to status quo and live like robots, but we shouldn't. The life is full of possibilities. You can do whatever the fuck you want. This is magic. Then embrace mistakes. Like I said, fail. And even if you'll never get success, I think you will achieve success in some shape or form if you keep trying. But even if you don't, just for the sake of failing, it's cool as well. If you fail, you have funny stories to tell and then be more entertaining in turn and be more fun to be around. So even failing, there's always an upside to it. And do something crazy. That is what I want you to leave this video with. Try new skills, start a wild project, or brainstorm 10 possible ideas you could do just for fun. And that's it. Thank you so much, and if you like content like this, then like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!